Aeria Games publishes a new MMO from X-Legend that looks promising. Neverwinter prepares to launch its 7th module called Strongholds. Trove explodes with launch popularity, and it looks like Phantasy Star Online 2 might be available in the West after all. What's happening, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com with a quick weekly recap for MMO news and announcements for the week ending July 20th, 2015. And starting out the news this week is a really cool new invite-style trailer from Mabinogi, inviting you to begin your own fantasy life. The trailer gives you ideas of what you can become in the game, which for regular players doesn't exactly look like things you can do in the game. Well, apparently it's because you really can't. Yet. According to a developer's comment made on the video page for this trailer, the developers mentioned that in making this trailer, they realized there are a lot of expressive content features that haven't been accessible by the player base. And they're actually promoting this trailer with the idea of making the game more expressive in many ways, which makes sense seeing that it's marketed to players as the world's most expressive MMORPG. Or at least it is now. Not really any other news to go along with this video from Nexon other than that comment, but I guess we'll get to see what sort of expressive content gets added into the game. It'd be nice to actually be able to do some of these things. Next up, good luck getting into Trove anytime soon. Whether you're trying to play from Steam or Glyph, you can expect to wait in queue for like 30 to 45 minutes depending on the time of day. Since its launch on July 9th, the game has exploded in popularity, but that's only part of the reason long queues exist. In fact, they've added more servers every day since launch, trying to make room for everyone. According to the Steam charts, as I'm reporting this to you guys, there are almost 59,000 players online currently. Take that, Clicker Heroes and Football Manager 2015. That's just on Steam. Not bad, Trove. Last week on the 17th, the developers locked the servers due to some technical problems and some latency issues with a large group of players. It seems like they're updating players pretty often via their forum and Facebook page, but with the combination of a crap ton of new players like I mentioned, and server issues, they don't exactly have a time frame of when the queue times will get shorter. The nice thing is, for those of you wanting to play the game, and it's definitely worth it, once you get past the first initial waiting period, then you're in. No more waiting. So start up the game, maybe grab some lunch or something, and expect to have all the fun afterwards. And speaking of servers and potential issues, some interesting news dropped in towards the end of last week regarding Phantasy Star Online 2. The news is the Southeast Asia version of the game, which is the only current official English version, has, for reasons unknown, lifted its IP ban, meaning that players from the West can now access the official English servers for the first time without a workaround. This is crazy awesome news for some people, but there are a couple of catches, unfortunately. The major one is that the publisher for the Southeast Asia version of the game hasn't made any official statement regarding the IP block situation, so this could have been discovered accidentally, and they could at any time reinstate the block. Hopefully not. The other drawback besides the potential lag, depending on how close you are to the SEA servers, is, according to players who have worked around their IP block in the past, the SEA version of the game is very problematic. The servers aren't the greatest, and this version of the game is close to a year behind the content added to the Japanese version of the game. Now, seeing that the game is free to play and that you can download it right now and play, should any of these issues keep you from doing that? I think not. Look at it as an opportunity, but like I said, keep in mind, it could be a mistake and it might not last. Next up, as a reminder, as if you guys needed one, Skyforge launched into open beta this past week on July 16th, and with that, there is a reward for logging into the game between July 16th and the 23rd for a unique mechanic costume, which will be rewarded after the first week of open beta, so this coming week. You still have time to grab that if you haven't, but besides that, and in case you didn't see my giveaway announcement video, the team at Skyforge hooked us up with several Wardens of the Wasteland Digital Collector's Edition to give you guys. This is essentially a new Founders Pack type setup that they've got going on here, and if you haven't seen that video and want the details on how to enter the raffle, click this right here. The Collector's Edition normally runs for $59.99, but we've got 19 to give away to you guys, and that's happening this Wednesday the 22nd, so don't miss out on that. The Wardens of the Wasteland comes with several in-game items, including instant access to the Alchemist and Knight classes, along with skins and an exclusive mount, just to name a few. Definitely worth trying the raffle for. That's 2 advanced classes right there that you wouldn't have to work that hard for. Next up, it looks like Neverwinter announced the launch date for its 7th expansion module, known as Strongholds. On August 11th, the Neverwinter Strongholds will introduce the largest playable map released in the game, and it's all about players banding together to take back a stronghold from the wild. The initial expansion will focus on PvE gameplay in order to allow guilds the opportunity to build their strongholds back before taking the fight to other players when large-scale PvP content launches in September, so also look forward to that. As the lands are cleared, guilds will build defenses both in and around their strongholds using structures like archer towers in order to defend off attackers, while building siege structures to increase their ability to wage war against enemy guilds. Again, this seems like a really fun module for Neverwinter this time around, definitely introducing a new approach to guild versus guild warfare with this one. Recently, Elsword introduced its first dual character, Lu and Seal, and now the bond between them has just gotten stronger as they unlock their first job path as the Chiliarch and Royal Guard. Seeing that Lu is a demon princess of sour cream, yes, it's a real thing, it says so in the game, with her new job as the Chiliarch, she recalls her ability to induce fear in her enemies from the time when she used to lead the demon army. Isn't that convenient? Now she wields terror energy harvested from fear, and she uses them in various skills, and for example deploys one of 3 different types of demonic javelins. Now if that isn't enough, Seal's new transformation into the Royal Guard gives him great powers from Lu and the demon realm, so he can now pour all of his efforts into helping Lu. He does this with his new blaster that's shaped like a cross, and he's able to obtain his enemy's soul energy to amplify his own skills.
Your soul is mine.
Exactly like that. Anyway, if you want to get more insight on the new job paths or Lucille in general, check out our latest overview video from Trilliant and Dizzy PW. Also last week, a new Update 2.0 video was released for Ghost Recon Phantoms, going over some of the recent changes and add-ons in the game. The major one is modifying its new user interface to make starting easier for beginners. Now all users receive instant equipment rewards as they progress to level 15, as well as a trial version of the Infinite Pack. It's pretty nice. Other than that, there are new improvements to the game, such as a new UI, friend referral reward system, no more armor repair system, I'm sure plenty of you guys are loving that, and they've added in a new team deathmatch map called the Rig. The level cap in-game has been increased as well, giving players access to new weapons, tier 11 mod masters, and new legendary weapons. The update is already live, along with even more recent content changes in-game. A couple of brand new games were announced this past week, starting with Rising Thunder, a free-to-play robot fighting game built by some of the same team as Street Fighter. As of now, we don't have a whole lot of information on the game other than it's in alpha, going to be free-to-play for sure. The cash shop is only going to be cosmetic items, and the game is built for PC and for keyboard inputs. With the keyboard in mind, the developer on this game is focused on making it more accessible by simplifying inputs, so instead of lengthy, complicated lists of moves, which is what you'd normally expect in a fighting game, you'll be able to do some very impressive looking moves with a single button press, similar to the game Dive Kick, if you guys are familiar. The idea and the short trailer you see playing here in the background definitely got my attention. Definitely has a Street Fighter vibe to it. Look forward to updates on this game as they become available, but in the meantime, you can actually sign up for the closed alpha from their official website. Well, it looks like Aeria Games is doing it again, but this time, gotta admit, they might be doing it right. Last week they announced Dragomon Hunter, which doesn't sound like Pokemon at all. It's a vibrant anime-style MMORPG that pits players and their friends against fearsome and crazy-ass looking monsters. In this game, any monster you defeat, you can actually turn it into a mount, so it's kind of like a mix between Aeria Kingdom and Dragon's Prophet, I suppose. Players have the choice of 4 different classes: the Scout, the Mercenary, the Mage, or the Cleric, and it's already expected to launch in North America and Europe this fall. Wow, just announced it and did so with the launch date timeframe in mind. That's Aeria Games for you. The game is being developed by X Legend, which is the same team behind Aeria Kingdom, Eden Eternal, and Grand Fantasia, hence the reason it looks the way it does, which is definitely not a bad thing. You know, honestly, when I first watched this trailer, it gave me good feelings, so there's something inside me that is actually looking forward to this a little. Pick up a little bit more information and the trailer from the site posted at MMOHuts.com, but let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the game. X Legend tends to do a pretty good job with their titles. Next up, ArenaNet revealed Shiro Tagachi as a new legend for the Revenant profession in Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns. The Revenant channels legends from Guild Wars lore, affording players' characters new abilities and weapons taken from Tyrian history. Longtime Guild Wars fans will recognize Shiro Tagashi from Guild Wars Factions, and this time around, Shiro gives the Revenant more mobility with assassin-like skills that deal physical damage. One such skill, which can be seen in the Heart of Thorns announcement trailer, called Unrelenting Assault, lets your character unleash a rapid succession of attacks while blinking through the mist to each enemy. Great for mobility, damage, or awesomeness, depending on which comes first. Pick up more information about the legend at the site post from the link in the description below. But with that, guys, that's pretty much it for all the major MMO news and announcements for this week. I'm going to leave you with a new area reveal and overview video from Black Desert, and also let you know that there's a news post about Gaijin Entertainment's new title, Crossout. But I've got nothing to show you for it other than the screenshots you've already seen. Last week, they released a blog introducing a backstory behind the game and why you're actually fighting with Mad Max-style vehicles you design and create yourself in a dystopian post-apocalyptic wasteland. Kind of waiting on the trailer to come out to show you guys, but yeah, thanks for watching. For more information about the news featured in the recap, check the links in the description below. Otherwise, pick up plenty more news at MMOHuts.com. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below, or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. And until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.